you're kind of giving me a suspicious feeling. So hop out of the car. Let me take a look around. You got some slightly darkened windows. I can't really see what's going on. So can I get your permission to search the car? Go ahead and hop on out.
No, sir, I cannot.
You cannot. You're not going to comply. We're not going to do this the easy way.
What would you do if the officer pulling you over was the one breaking the law? It starts with flashing lights cutting through the evening dark, a quiet road, barely any traffic. Just one black SUV slowing down as Officer Daniel Brooks, 29, steps out of his patrol car with a sense of control he hasn't quite earned yet. He's new, eager, watching every move like it's a test. Inside the SUV sits a woman, calm, composed, unreadable. No panic, no fumbling, just steady hands on the wheel and eyes locked forward like she's already seen this situation play out before. That alone should have told him something, but Brooks doesn't notice. Or maybe he ignores it. "License and registration," he says sharply, shining his flashlight inside like he's searching for something more than documents. The woman, Elena Ramirez, 42, hands them over without hesitation. No attitude, no fear, just quiet compliance. But there's something in her voice when she responds, measured, controlled. "May I ask why I was stopped, officer?" Simple question. Reasonable, right? But Brooks pauses, because he doesn't have a solid answer. He mutters something about a traffic infraction, vague and unconvincing. His tone tightens, his posture stiffens. You can feel it, the shift from routine stop to something else entirely. Have you ever seen someone try to assert authority when they're not completely sure they have it? That's what this is. Brooks circles the vehicle slowly, peering inside like he's expecting the car to confess something. But there's nothing. No smell, no suspicious items, no nervous behavior, just silence. And that silence, it's starting to get to him. So he pushes. "Where are you coming from? Where are you headed?" The questions come faster now, sharper. Ramirez answers calmly, briefly. She doesn't give him anything extra. And that's when it happens. Brooks takes a step closer, leans in slightly, and says it. "Do you mind if I take a look inside your vehicle?" There it is. The moment everything changes. Ramirez doesn't hesitate. "I do mind. I do not consent to any searches." Her tone is still calm, but now it's firm. Clear line, clear boundary. And Brooks, he doesn't like it. You can see it in his face, the way his jaw tightens, the way his grip on the flashlight stiffens. Because now it's not just about the car anymore. It's about control. And Brooks is about to make a decision that will change both their lives in a matter of minutes. He steps back, looks at her, then at the car, then back at her again, and in a voice just low enough to sound dangerous, he says, "Step out of the vehicle." Something just broke, and neither of them is going to walk away from this the same. What if the person you're trying to intimidate already knows exactly how this ends? The door opens slowly. Elena Ramirez steps out of the SUV without resistance, her movements controlled, almost deliberate. No sudden gestures, no raised voice, just quiet compliance that feels calculated. And that's the first crack in this situation. Because most people, they argue, they panic, they try to explain. She doesn't. She simply stands there, facing Officer Brooks, watching him the way someone watches a mistake unfold in real time. Brooks motions her toward the side of the road. His voice is firm, but there's something underneath it now. Pressure, like he's trying to convince himself more than her. "Stand right here." She nods, but then she asks something that hits harder than any accusation. "Officer, am I being detained or am I free to go?" It's a simple question, basic, legal, and Brooks hesitates. Just for a second, but that second says everything. "Just stand where I told you," he snaps, brushing past the question like it doesn't matter. But it does matter, and she knows it. You ever see someone ignore a question because answering it would expose everything? That's exactly what's happening here. Brooks turns away from her, pacing slightly, scanning the vehicle again like he's hoping something, anything, will suddenly justify what he's about to do. But there's still nothing. No probable cause, no visible threat, no reason to escalate. And yet, he's already too far in. Back at the precinct earlier that day, Brooks had barely paid attention during briefing. New leadership, policy reminders, emphasis on lawful searches, it all went in one ear and out the other. He believed experience came from action, from control, from not backing down. And now he feels challenged by her calm, by her questions, by the fact that she's not reacting the way he expected. So he doubles down. He reaches for his radio. "Dispatch, I'm going to need a backup unit, possible non-compliant driver." Non-compliant. The word hangs in the air like a quiet distortion of the truth. Because she hasn't resisted, she hasn't argued, she's just refused. And somehow that's enough to trigger him. Ramirez hears it, of course she does, but her expression doesn't change. Instead, she slowly pulls out her phone, not to call anyone, not to record, but to make a note. Brooks notices. "What are you doing?" he demands. "Documenting," she replies calmly. That one word lands heavier than anything so far. Documenting. Now there's a record. Now there's accountability. And for the first time, Brooks looks unsettled. But instead stopping, he turns, walks straight to the SUV, and places his hand on the door handle. No consent, no cause, just a decision. And as his fingers tighten around it, you can feel it. This is the moment everything crosses the line. The second that door opens, there's no going back. Brooks pulls it wide, the interior light flickering on like a spotlight, exposing everything. Except there's nothing there. No contraband, no evidence, just a clean, ordinary vehicle. And yet, he steps in anyway. You can feel the shift instantly. This isn't suspicion anymore. This is commitment to a mistake. Behind him, Elena Ramirez exhales slowly, not in fear, not in anger, but in something closer to disappointment. "Officer," she says, her voice calm but cutting through the silence, "you are making a serious error." But Brooks doesn't respond. He's already searching. Glove compartment, empty. Center console, nothing. He moves faster now, more aggressive, like he's racing against something invisible. Maybe doubt, maybe the realization creeping in that he's crossed a line he can't uncross. Then headlights flash across the scene. Backup has arrived. Officer Malik Turner, 34, steps out of his patrol car, immediately scanning the situation. His instincts kick in fast. One officer searching a vehicle, a driver standing calmly outside. No visible threat. Something's off.
"Brooks, what have we got?" Turner calls out, approaching carefully. Brooks barely looks up. "Driver's acting suspicious. Possible concealment. I'm checking it out." It sounds official, but it doesn't feel right. Turner shifts his attention to Ramirez. She meets his gaze directly, not nervous, not defensive, just steady. "Officer," she says, "I'd appreciate it if you'd identify yourself." That's when Turner pauses, because people don't usually talk like that during a stop, not unless they understand the system, not unless they know exactly what's happening. And suddenly, he's looking closer, really looking, at her posture, her tone, the way she's not reacting like someone being searched illegally, but like someone observing it. "Ma'am," Turner says carefully, "can you tell me your name?" There's a brief silence. Even Brooks slows down, just slightly, as if something in the air has shifted. Ramirez reaches into her bag, slowly, deliberately. Both officers watch. She pulls out a wallet, flips it open, and holds up an ID. Turner steps closer to see it. And in that instant, everything changes. His posture stiffens, his expression tightens, the entire energy around him flips from uncertainty to urgency. He looks at Brooks. "Step away from the vehicle, now." The command is sharp, immediate. Brooks freezes, confused. "What are you talking about?" he snaps. Turner lowers his voice, but every word hits like a warning. "That's Captain Elena Ramirez." Silence. Heavy, suffocating silence. Brooks slowly turns his head, looking at Ramirez like he's seeing her for the first time. And just like that, the power he thought he had, it's gone. The weight of realization hits Brooks like a punch to the gut. He's frozen in place, fingers still gripping the SUV door handle, staring at Captain Elena Ramirez. His chest tightens. The confidence, the control, the authority he thought he had, all evaporates in an instant. Ramirez steps forward slowly, maintaining that calm, measured pace that has disarmed him from the start. Her eyes meet his, steady, unwavering. There's no anger in them, just clarity, authority, and the quiet disappointment of someone witnessing a reckless mistake. "Do you understand what you've just done?" she asks. Brooks opens his mouth, searches for words, but they fail him. He tries to explain, claims suspicion, recalls minor details, but it all sounds hollow, empty. Every excuse he makes only emphasizes the gravity of his misstep. Backup officers stand nearby, their body cameras recording everything, every movement, every word, every miscalculation. Nothing is private anymore. Officer Turner steps in, glancing between Brooks and Ramirez, his expression hardening. "You didn't have consent, you didn't have probable cause," Turner says, quietly but firmly. "You know the rules." Brooks swallows, realizing the truth. He's broken the law under his own department's policies. He's violated constitutional rights, and the consequences are about to hit harder than he ever imagined. Ramirez continues, her voice calm, precise. She outlines exactly what happened: illegal search, misrepresentation over the radio, escalation without justification. Each point lands heavier than the last, like a verdict being read out loud. Brooks feels the weight of every word. His face pales, his hands tremble slightly. He understands now, this isn't just an internal reprimand. It could destroy his career. Within minutes, Lieutenant Harris arrives, 51, experienced and commanding. He reviews the situation with calm authority. Body cameras, statements, radios, evidence. It all points to the same conclusion. "Step aside, Harris," instructs Brooks. "We'll take it from here." Brooks obeys, finally understanding that the moment is beyond his control. The ripple effects are immediate. Fellow officers whisper. Some shake their heads. Others avoid eye contact. Reputation evaporates before it can even settle. Ramirez stands composed, not recording herself. She's enforcing accountability. Every officer present knows the message. Abuse of power, no matter how small or well-intentioned, has consequences. Brooks watches as Ramirez walks back to her vehicle, dignified, in control, untouchable in her authority. The lesson is brutal. The power dynamic has shifted completely. Internal affairs has been called. Brooks knows it. This is only the beginning of the fallout. His career, his credibility, his future, all hang in the balance. The story finally lands, and there's no escaping the truth. Internal Affairs arrive shortly after the incident. They review body camera footage, radio transmissions, and witness statements. Every second of Brooks's illegal search is documented. Every misstep is visible. The evidence is indisputable. Logical payoff. Brooks conducted an unauthorized search without probable cause, ignored explicit refusal, and misrepresented the situation to dispatch. He didn't just break protocol, he violated the law and his department's own rules. Every question viewers had up to this point: why did he act so recklessly? Could the driver fight back? What would happen to him? Is answered. The illegal search, the escalation, and the exposure of his mistake are fully laid bare. Emotional payoff. Brooks sits alone in a quiet office days later,
still in uniform but stripped of his confidence. The reality hits hard. His actions have consequences. No authority can shield him now. Across the hall, Captain Ramirez signs off on the formal report. Her expression is calm, but carries quiet disappointment. She doesn't gloat. She doesn't show satisfaction. Her message is clear. Responsibility matters, and abuse of power has weight. Brooks feels the sting, not just of reprimand, but of shame, humiliation, and recognition of his own failure. Consequence payoff. Brooks is immediately suspended and faces a pending internal investigation that could end his career. His record is flagged, and legal authorities may review the incident for civil or criminal implications. Officer Turner is commended for recognizing misconduct and intervening appropriately, reinforcing accountability in the department. Mandatory retraining on legal search procedures and proper use of authority is rolled out precinct-wide, creating ripple effects that change the culture. Other officers, witnesses, and the public are reminded that no one is above the law, not even law enforcement. Weeks later, Ramirez addresses the precinct in a formal briefing. She doesn't single out Brooks by name. Instead, she speaks about accountability, integrity, and the responsibility that comes with authority. The room listens, silent and attentive. Brooks watches from the back. No words, no excuses. The lesson is unforgettable. His career trajectory is forever altered, but the department emerges stronger, wiser, and more vigilant. The routine stop that night became more than a traffic check. It became a defining moment, a cautionary tale about hubris, authority, and consequences. One officer's mistake changed lives, reinforced rules, and reminded everyone present that power without responsibility is a dangerous thing.